So today we did more side control. We were working on knee pins or shin pins. Actually, so first we did a couple more single leg variants. Then we did three entrances into a shin pin, and then we did options after you have a shin pin. First switching between top side and bottom side shin pin, and just sort of maintaining it, and then options after that, which were 6. First one was going to mount, then an Americana, then a straight armbar, and a Kimura. That's 4. Then step over armbar, and then a triangle. I think it's a back or reverse triangle. I'm not sure if a back triangle is a reverse triangle, but the one we did is sort of like a step over armbar, like that sort of orientation, and then putting the triangle on. So single leg. So Jason said that when you're doing a single leg, you need to do, or when you do more of a wrestling takedown, you have to be lower than your opponent. So if you're doing a judo style takedown, you don't need to be lower. So actually, you want to be more upright. So pure judo people will have like a taller stance, and then wrestlers will be much lower. So if you want to do a wrestling takedown, you need to be lower than your opponent. If your level is higher than your opponent, you're gonna run into their arms and shoulders. So you need to get lower. Okay, so so if our right leg is lead, and then our opponent has they mirror, so their right leg is lead. They get a collar grip on our left side. Then you want to break that grip. So yesterday we worked on if we intercepted that arm as it's reaching for us. So this time they've gotten the lapel and we break the grip. Then we break the grip. We turn them so that our break the grip, and then we shoot the single leg from the inside. So our right knee is down, and our right elbow is behind the hamstring. Then we switch, so our left elbow is behind the hamstring, left knee is down, and our right leg is ready to drive. So it's pretty much exactly what we did the other time when we intercepted, except you break the grip first. So that's the first one. Right, and that's when, after we break our grip, our right leg is still, their left leg is still lead. So if we break the grip, and then we pull, so after you break the grip, you want to pull to off balance them a little. That's right, so depending on whether their right leg remains lead or their left leg becomes lead, that's it. So if their right leg is still lead, then you do what I just described. If their left leg becomes lead, then you want to do the single leg on that side. So this time you go directly to the outside. You don't need to go on the inside and then switch, because your right leg is still lead. So when you pull, you don't want to take a big step backwards with your right leg. You don't want to pull your right leg all the way back so that your left leg becomes lead. you want to shuffle so that your right leg remains lead the whole time. So with this single leg scenario that Jason's been showing us the last couple times, if your opponent, whatever leg your opponent has lead, you want to have, that's the leg you want to do the single leg on. And then whatever leg your opponent has forward, that's the leg you're attacking. And then if you have the same side, if you have the same side leg lead, then you go from the outside. So whatever leg you have lead, you're going forward with that one first. So if they have their right leg lead and you have your right leg lead, you're going with your right leg first. So you're going from inside and then you're switching outside. But if your left leg was lead, then you go straight from the outside. So, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so those are the 2 takedowns that we did. Then the 3 shin pins were, if your opponent's to your left and side control, you want to use your right knee and your right elbow are controlling the hips. You have a cross face with your left hand behind the collar, and then your left leg is, I was talking to Suresh yesterday. He said he saw somewhere that your left leg should be like active and you're allowing you to push into your opponent. So I didn't do that here, but anyway, so the first shin pin, your right knee comes under his right hamstring. So the leg comes on top of yours a little, preventing him from turning into you. Then you come up slightly, so you're on like the balls of your left foot, and then you use your left knee as a wedge over his right arm to pin. So that's the first shin pin. Second shin pin is you go to knee on belly. So your right knee is on the sternum or solar plexus. And then you slide that knee toward the arm, pin the arm, and then you pin the arm to open it up, and then you use your left shin to pin. So you use your right knee to open the arm, and then you use your left leg to pin the arm. And then the third one is you're kind of hand fighting with your left hand. You pummel it inside, and you kind of pin it with your left hand for like a second, and then or just to open it up, and then you get your left knee in there and pin it that way. Then if you want to switch which knee is pinning, you bring the new pin leg on top of the old pin leg, and then slip the old pin leg out. And that's so if you want to do something where you're stepping over the head, you want to pin with your lower side, so the side closer to the legs. If you want to, let's just sort of narrow it that way. Oh, if you want to step over to like mount, then you want to pin with your higher leg, so like that leg higher to the head. Then also, if your opponent is like trying to slip his arm out, you might want to switch just to keep it under control. So if he's moving if you have it pinned with your lower leg and he's moving it higher to his head and almost getting out, then you might switch it to your upper leg, and that'll help you keep it under control. Just switch it back and forth as you like. All right, so then the options from the shin pin are going to mount. So you pin with your upper leg. You maintain control with your right, with your lower arm and knee on, lower elbow and knee on hips. So your upper leg has pin, your upper arm has the cross face. Then your lower arm hand goes and opens up the far elbow, and then you work the arm up above the shoulder. So now you have his whole torso open. You slide your knee across the chest. Your foot can go and catch the far hip, so to prevent his legs from coming up. And then you just slide into mount. So that's the first one. The next three are attacking the far arm. So you pin with your lower leg. Well, actually, you pin with your higher leg. And then you can do an Americana, so your left leg comes above the face, gets the arm, your right arm, if you're the same orientation, right arm goes under his left arm. You get the Kimura grip. You can bring the elbow down and then you raise it up vertically, like in the Z direction for the Americana. If he tries to get out of the Americana by straining his arm, you can do a straight arm bar. Just get a wedge under the elbow and pivot on it, and then if he gets it all the way down to wrap around your right side, you can at that point get into like a knee pinch and do a Kimura from there. Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, yeah, you can do a knee pinch so that, right, and do a Kimura. One note, Jason is like, don't use your arms. Use the Kimura to the Kimura grip to trap his arm against your side and then pivot your whole torso. So that felt a little strange. I'm not sure if I had that idea right. Then there's another one where instead of stepping over the head, you step over the legs, and then you do a Kimura. But I wasn't sure about that. So there's two Kimuras from that position. And then there's a step over armbar. So once you have the knee pinch, you knee pinch with the lower leg, step over with the left arm, I guess into the knee pinch also. And then you can do the armbar from there, or the other one is, and then the final one is the triangle. This is like the reverse triangle, back triangle. It might be the same thing, or it might be just one of those. So you have control of, you have the shin pin, you step over with your right leg, and then your right leg curls around the left arm, and then your left leg locks over your right leg. Your left leg comes over your right leg and locks it. So I had trouble because I got my right leg over fine, but then like sitting on my left leg and freeing it while keeping control is hard. I'm sure there's something where I'm supposed to like lean to the right or something, so there's no pressure on my left leg maybe. But I'm not really sure. yeah, so that was it. In the rolls, I was rolling with Barrett and I was trying to do the passing sequence. She was still able to tripod me a few times, and I did have the elbow knee connection, but I think her foot got inside, so I think that was the problem. Like, the knee elbow works as like a wall to keep them out. It's like a wall. Yeah, like structurally works when the pressure's from the outside, but when the pressure's on the inside, it doesn't. So I need to fight to keep the knee elbow on the inside. It's not just keeping your knee and elbow together. That's not like good enough. Because I had the knee and elbow together, she put her foot on my hip or my shoulder, and then she extended her leg, and then that eventually forced my knee and elbow to separate, or she just lassoed. So either way she was able to separate my knee and elbow just through that leverage. So I have to look at that next time I go.